Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a level 20 build for the Cavalier Fighter from 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, part of the 5e Fighter Subclass combined mod by Sumradagnoth. What's awesome about this mod is it has a bunch of different subclasses for the fighter from Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which I'll be breaking down in this video. The Cavalier, very fun class with extra mobility, and it's similar to the fighter obviously with its extra attacks, but you get a bit extra mobility and some cool benefits which I'll show off in this video. The fighter, second win at level 1. For our fighting style, I think that defense just works best for the +1 armor class. You can also switch that out later on when you have like better gear if you wanted to have a little bit lower armor class, because our health will be so high. You don't really need to worry about defense as much, but early game, defense is the best option. And for our ability points, we're going to go build around dexterity and constitution. You can also dump strength and use strength potions if you'd like. It's another option if you want to put some points into wisdom for wisdom saves. Entirely your call. But we're going to go with this here. Dexterity gives us better armor class with medium armor, as we do have some extra stealth capabilities. So I'll be breaking this whole class down for the armor as well as combat in later parts of this video. But at level 2, action surge, big buff, extra action, you know the deal, it's great. Level 3, we get to choose our subclass, and here's where we're going to go with the Cavalier. So the archetypal Cavalier excels at mounted combat. There's no horses in Baldur's Gate 3 though, so you might wonder, how does this work? Which I'll break down. Usually born above nobility and raised at a court, a Cavalier is equally at home leading a cavalry charge or exchanging a repartee, a state dinner. Cavaliers learn how to guard those in their charge from harm, often serving as the protectors of the superior and of the weak. Compelled to right wrongs or earn prestige, many of these fighters leave their lives of comfort to embark on a glorious adventure. We get to choose an extra skill proficiency. Take persuasion, especially if you're the face of the party. This is going to be super useful. Otherwise, performance can be okay, but persuasion's great. So we get our special attack. Cavaliers can push their foes for harming others or a number of times equal to their strength modifier. So this is where having high strength can actually be really great, and a strength potion can help out with that. Alternatively, you can go 16 strength and build around that, but I think the dexterity just makes this a little bit better. As you are no longer incapacitated, or do you take 1/4 less falling damage. Additionally, on your first turn of combat, your movement speed increases by 9 meters, giving us a lot of movement. Born to saddle. And the unwavering mark. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can mark it. When within 9 meters of the marker, the affected entity has disadvantage on any attack not directed at its marker. If it deals damage to anyone other than its marker, the Cavalier gains an extra attack again on its next turn. Pretty strong. So yeah, that is quite good. At level 4 here, we get ourselves our first feat. We can go with an increase our dexterity, or if you're building our strength, go with an increase to your strength. Some people may rather go around strength, but we can actually have a higher strength by using strength potions. Extra attack at level 5. This is awesome. This is our big power spike, and we can get upwards of 4 attacks. We get ourselves another feat, so you could go with maxing out your overall dexterity for better armor class and better initiative. You can also go with the savage attacker if you would like. At level 7, we get the warding maneuver, so Cavaliers can fend off strikes directed at themselves or nearby allies a number of times equal to their constitution modifier, which makes us a good user of the Constitution Amulet. Or you can also buff up your Constitution. When you're wielding a melee weapon or a shield, grant yourself or an ally you can see within 1.5 meters a 1d4 or 1d8 bonus to armor class against an attack. If the attack hits, the target has resistance against the damage. So that's really good. You can see we're great with a team and very powerful as a fighter. Next, we get ourselves another ability score improvement, and we can go with the ever-powerful Savage Attacker, re-rolling your damage die and using the higher result for flat-out higher damage. Undomitable, re-roll your saving throws, can save your butt big time. Highly recommend that. Fighter level 10 gives the subclass feature, Hold the Line. Enemies provoke an opportunity attack if they move 1.5 meters or more within your reach. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, it can no longer move for the rest of its turn. Shutting it down, locking it down in place. At level 11, extra attack. This is where the fighter becomes pretty crazy. And level 12, another feat, which we can go with if you want to really buff up your health. Tough gives you +2 health for every level you've gained, which actually becomes really crazy at level 20 because it's 40 extra health, and that's a good resource as we're a tanky class. Indomitable too, super useful. Level 14, we get ourselves another feat, and we can go with a alert for the +5 initiative, cannot be surprised. This becomes really good, and I'll show you a cool thing we can do as well as we get to the gear. At level 15, we get the ferocious charge. Rush forward in a straight line, attempt to knock a target prone if you attack immediately afterwards. So that's pretty good, 25 meters distance on that. Lots of movement speed, as I mentioned, and that's a big staple of this build. You could also go with the mobile perk that would give you a bit extra range on your mobility. So this will give you additional 3 meters of movement speed, which could be nice if you wanted to really ramp up your range, and then also have someone cast Long Strider on you as well. You can also go with like the heavy armor master to decrease the damage that you would take. There's a few other really good ones. Dual wielder if you want to use 2 weapons, and it's always a good idea to take an ability score improvement. Charger actually kind of fits well on here. The charger attacks are kind of similar to the attacks that we do get with this, but they use your bonus action up, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Now, another way that we can make this really strong, you see I got Nyrulna on my back. Using Tavern Brawler, I add our strength modifier twice to damage and attack rolls. We can actually become really strong with this, so that's another option you can go with. You can go with, obviously, ability score improvement, increase your constitution or strength if you like. I'll show you what Tavern Brawler can do. We would have taken like an odd number of strength, like 15, to boost up to 16. We get Indomitable 3 at level 17 here, which is just another boost to our saving throws. Subclass feature special reaction. Cavaliers gain a special reaction that they use once on every other creature's turn to make an opportunity attack. This cannot be used in the same turn that our reaction is taken. So extra attacks of opportunity. That's huge. You're going to see what that means in a moment here. And level 19, we get another feat here. So we can run with the lucky perk here. This will give us 3 lucky points to give advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws, which can be really useful actually and make enemies re-roll their damage die. And at level 20, we get the extra attack number 4. So very strong, obviously. Now, what this ends up looking like is we got ourselves this ferocious charge here, which we can use to move around and relocate. We also got our unwavering mark attack, which use our special actions. So for gear, I'm using the Nyrulna here. You can also use a shield with this to really boost up our armor class. And if you want to go full in on damage, this is what I was talking about earlier, we can roll with the ballast armor, because this will give vulnerability to piercing damage, which is what we deal with this. And that makes us do double damage with it, which is pretty crazy. So that would be probably the most offensive version of this. This gives us 26 armor class, which is definitely more than enough. Although you can go with like heavy armor if you really wanted to. If we go with something like the Helldusk armor, which is the best in slot, that's 28 armor class, but this will give us 26. So still really good with our high dexterity. Using a strength potion and Tavern Brawler makes this just deadly. Mask of Soul Perception as well. Cloak protection, boots protection, ring of protection, all 3. Helldusk gloves for extra damage. Although you can swap this out for like the legacies on the masters for +2 bonus attack and damage rolls. And we're also going with the Emily Greater Health and the Killer Sweetheart for that free critical hit. And Viconia's Walking Fortress. So we're pretty strong against spells or melee attackers with 284 health. That's a lot. And I'll show off what this ends up looking like in combat. So I'll get someone else to start combat just so I can show off how crazy this can be without losing my actions here. And we'll just blast them with some lightning damage and get into the fight. So we rolled the highest initiative, obviously, because our Brawler Alert peak perk, and I got the Hellrider Longbow for that +3 to initiative, and our high dexterity means that we're likely to go first. So what we want to do is we got our ferocious charge here, which can attack and target can't be a creature, which is a weird thing to say, but we also got ourselves the Zephyr Flash with this weapon, so we can rush in with that and deal quite a bit of damage. So I'll start off with that. So boom, that displaced and knocked out 2 of them. That was great. Good start to the round. And then I'll just follow that up with another attack on one of the enemies here. And I probably don't need to use a critical hit. It hits really hard. And we apply the mark on them. So they got that mark now, and then we'll follow it up with another attack. Boom. Good critical. That would have taken them out. That did a lot of damage. Then we're just going to move around attacking, I guess. I have action surge whenever I need that as a backup. I guess I'll roll the extra critical there. Boom. That's pretty strong. With the ballast armor and a piercing weapon, they hit really hard. You can see we're just one-shotting left, right, and center. That's just because it's so strong. I don't even need to finish off with that, but if you got like Mind Blast, this is going to just take out a bunch more. So you can hit them with that for some extra damage. And then I called in some more guards. That's perfect. So I'll just retreat because, as you may have noticed, we got a lot of movement speed. That's how I was able to run around everywhere. So that's pretty good. And we'll just end off there. And yeah, we'll call that. So here's the warding maneuver. Grant yourself an ally. You can see the 1d8 bonus to armor class against an attack. I'll show that off there so you can use that. And we got the block. So it prompts you before using that. pretty interesting. I think that some of these abilities are super powerful in protecting your team and yourself. So our turn again, and we just want to get into things with that extra movement speed. Nyrulna also gives us extra movement speed, which is really nice, so we just get in and just start blasting with that. But I can't move too much closer to here because the mother brain might actually freak out on my character. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with throwing attacks, and we can throw Nyrulna. And what's cool about Nyrulna is when you throw it, it hits in a big area around the character, and it deals pretty good damage. So we'll follow up with another throw because the damage that it does is pretty crazy. It does a little bit of thunder damage in an area of effect, and the Tavern Brawler bonuses are nice too. So you can see they're getting hit with psychic damage as well as the thunder damage. This is only if you have the Illithid ability to give extra psychic damage on the attacks. Boom, that took out another one, perfect. And then we can just follow it up with another action surge to give ourselves another action. I ran out of haste because Gale, unfortunately, who had haste on my character, got hit, but that's no worry. We got action surge. So whenever you're throwing Nyrulna, you always want to target the one that's in the middle, because that's just going to give you the most amount of damage, as it'll hit in an area of effect around the character. So that's another one taken out, and actually 2 taken out. Perfect. That's going a lot better than expected. I want to take out the mages, so I'll throw it at them. They'll probably take them out. Perfect. And it hit the thunder against them. Exactly what I wanted. One more there, but I think I can throw it just right here, and that should be fine. So I'll just toss this at them. Not big enough. Yeah, it'd still hit them. Perfect. So that was a pretty good turn. We took a bunch just by getting in and throwing. Nyrulna obviously being very powerful for that. You can just get right into the things and fight, though. Don't really need to use that. But then we also got things like Black Hole, which are great crowd control if you got the Illithid ability. Not super necessary, but it can be good just to shut things down a bit. So yeah, we'll see what they end up doing to us, because we have our warding protections that we can go with. It's going to attack us, but we're too far away to be able to trigger any of that. They're also slowed, so that's fine. They're probably going to spellcast Command Grovel, of course. And we're going to use Psionic Dominance. That helps a lot. Command Grovel is one of our biggest weaknesses, and that's why I said you can go with a higher Wisdom if you want to have better Wisdom saves, as Command and Hold Person are 2 spells that literally shut us down. They suck when we go against them, but I don't know if we have enough movement speed to move there, because the mind, this area, unfortunately, the Mother Brain will attack me, so I'm just going to go with a throwing attack, because the throwing attacks have been working really well for us. So they're also close enough to take the double piercing damage. So that's even better, because yeah, it can be pretty deadly. And we'll follow up. That should take them out. And boom, there's a Cavalier Fighter. Meant to be more so on horseback, but there's no horses in the entire game of Baldur's Gate 3. Astarion does mention horses, but yeah, we'll just pretend that we're on horseback. That's why we went with like a javelin type weapon. I feel like it fits thematically, and it's also very strong, as you can see. So there is the Cavalier Fighter from Sumradagnoth's 5e Fighter Subclasses combined. Let me know your favorite thing about this in the comments below. My character's got some nice red hair from all that fighting. And hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.